1. Episode 134 of Cal Cagno Radio starts right now. I want to tell you the good news, and you haven't even heard it yet because we're a full episode behind, that the audio has been fixed.
Oh, perfect.
So, yeah, it was all on my end. I apologize. We're both wearing jerseys today. Why don't you show everybody your towel?
Ooh. Yeah, Christian Laettner, baby.
Christian Laettner, and I have on a Walter Payton college jersey. Can you see?
Nice. It's that old 80s mesh.
Yes, and it's Walter Payton from Jackson State University. So I got it on eBay a couple of years ago, and I'm not really sure it's official, but, you know.
Yeah, it's fine. Passes muster. See,
it's a throwback collection, so that's got to be, and it's officially licensed. Yeah,
see, that's the one issue I've always had over the years. Like, I love collecting jerseys. I collect tons of jerseys. But football jerseys, I just don't think you get the bang for your buck. Like
100%.
I don't think they look cool. You know, like I love Walter Payton, but like looking at that jersey, unless you told me where it was from, like it just being kind of like it looks like a navy blue with white numbers. Like it could be Penn State. It could be like a generic. It could be a Dondero jersey.
Well, it's funny you say that because I went to Dondero High School, for those that don't know, and it's blue and white, same colors as this jersey here. And I put this on because I knew I was going to be on the podcast today. And my daughter goes, "Why are you wearing your high school football jersey?"
Right.
And she goes, "I don't even know what number you were." And I'm thinking, yeah, but like you wear that to Somerset Mall, people are going to be like, "Oh my God, Christian Laettner, I hate him, I love him, whatever."
Right.
I wear this, and if they don't see the back, they're like, "Why is that guy got his high school football jersey on?"
Right. Exactly. And I feel that way about a lot of jerseys. So like I love the Chicago Bears, but every Bears jersey, like I have a Dick Butkus Bears jersey,
which is cool.
But you know, again, it's navy. It's got some orange stripes. It says Butkus on the back, and I think right here where it comes together, I can't remember if I have the one that has the NFL logo or if I have the Chicago C. I think I have the NFL logo.
So, but now here's my issue with that, though, and I'm not saying that you're wrong, but it drives me crazy that Butkus as well as Walter Payton wouldn't have had an NFL logo there when they played. Like that was newer.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, when they make the throwbacks, they put that on there, and it's like, but
yeah,
like
I don't even think I got a throwback. I think the year that I bought it, like whatever jersey was that year, then I did the custom name.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
So that's how I did mine.
Yours is like the Color Rush one where it's all orange.
Oh, I can't stand that one. I mean, I could literally sit here and talk jerseys all day.
Did you get that on eBay, by the way, your Christian Laettner?
This one, I can't remember if I did or not.
Because Grant got a Michael Jordan jersey a couple of years ago. Let's just say the Nike ones for this much, and then there were some Nikes that were like $20.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying I know where they come from or if they're fake or not. I'm just telling you they were quite a bit cheaper, and they look like the real deal. So I'm just going to go ahead and sleep at night.
Hey, for a long time, I bought tons of jerseys. I still do. There was like some website called it's called Cheap NBA Jerseys. Yeah. But it has NBA, NFL, MLB, hockey. And all jerseys are $20.
Yeah.
And then unless it's a hockey jersey, if it's a hockey, it's 30 or 35.
Because they have long sleeves and they're thicker, right?
Yeah. And so they all come from China. So they all got the Rona.
Yeah.
You know, my jerseys probably brought the Rona over here. But holy cow, you can't tell the difference between the ones that I bought from NFL.com or I bought from NHL Shop, you know, and then those. The only thing is you got to know your sizing. So usually you always have to go up a size or two. Okay. So I'm always on the cusp, depending on where my weight is. I'm always on the cusp between an extra large and a double X.
But if you get a large, you're going to look like a stuffed sausage. You just get it.
Yeah. So, I mean, I haven't worn a large since I was in 5th grade. So if I said large, I meant extra large.
No, you said extra large or double X. Yeah. And then I threw out the large.
I always have to get a triple X. And that kind of fits me like a larger XL.
Right. You look like a portly gentleman wearing a moo
or
something. You wear your newsboy cap and you walk around like when Homer Simpson.
But last summer, me and my buddies from work, we went up north, and the theme, I think we talked about it, the theme was throwback jerseys. That's what we did. We all went on 3 months early. We usually go up in July. we ordered them in like March to make sure that they were here in time, February or March. And like, I got a Rodman jersey, a Lambeer jersey, a Dr. J. I got my Jason Williams.
Is that when you got the one that you gave to Grant? Dan Marley. He rocked that the other day. I saw him wearing it.
Yeah, all those were like in the same shipment, and it cost me like $140 for like 8 jerseys or something like.
You're like, this is totally normal.
Yeah.
It all works out,
and they hold up
for sure. Yeah. So anyway, we're doing Jersey Day apparently, and we didn't even talk about this beforehand. We do want to thank you for being here on episode 132. Everybody who's listening and or watching on YouTube, we are available there. I do have an update about the pool. So Friday was the big pool day,
were you there to greet the pool guys?
Yes. Okay. So here's what happened.
I can't wait to hear this.
So here's what happens. I get a knock at the door. Okay, so they're supposed to be here between noon and 2, and then we'll stay for 2 hours. At like 12:03, all of a sudden, get a knock at the door. Dogs go wild. I come to the door like
wow,
this.
Boys.
I'm coming to the door, clapping it up as if they're going to call my name in the NBA Finals, and I'm going to run out as one of the starters. Like I'm hyping it up. Like, here we go.
Yeah.
Open the door, and I go, you're finally here. The guy doesn't hear me and thinks I'm mad. He like looked up and was like, what time was I supposed to be here?
And you're like, no. So right off the rip, started on the wrong foot.
Right. So I'm like, hey, so no,
it's going to be twice what it should be. So go on.
So I'm like, no, I really am so excited that you're here because you're going to find out what's wrong with my pool. And the guy goes, honestly, that's the nicest response to me knocking at the door I've ever had. And I'm like, well, thank you. But it doesn't mean that it's good. It just means nicest. But also, like, you're a crazy person.
Right.
So I go outside, and he's like, so I understand you already know where the leak is. And this is exactly what I do. Now, after because I know that I'm being bad about the video portion, but I do this.
Oh, you just hold your mouth shut. Like, see no evil, speak no evil. He asks, Grant covers his eyes, Morgan covers her ears, and you cover your mouth. And then Wendy just does hand bra.
Yeah, exactly. Because she's got no top on because that's how she greets people
the guy's
now.
Just looking it up for you.
Post-COVID, Wendy's really not been wearing a lot of shirts. So you just got to understand that's her.
Hey, it's the new normal.
That's where she's at.
It's the new normal.
There's pre and post-COVID from Wendy. Wendy wore shirts. Post, not so much. A lot of this. A lot of it. A lot of
Band-Aids.
Yeah. Anyways, so I come out and he says, yeah, he goes, oh yeah, so you already know what it is. I'm like, no, you know what? I don't. So I covered my mouth. He's like, what are you doing? I go, kind of have a tendency to talk too much to people that come over. So I'm going to stay out of this a little bit. I'll let you just kind of do the once over. And he's like, but if you have an idea, it's easier if you just tell me rather than make me guess. And I'm like, at a crossroads. Like I didn't know what to do because I'm like, I kind of know where it is.
He asked for it.
So I'm like, well, it's right over here, blah, blah, we talk about it. I'm like, listen, man, that's all I'm going to say because I have a tendency to over-talk with people. And then he did it. You know what? I'm a people person. I don't mind talking to people at all.
Oh, boy.
And then I was like, oh, gosh, am I going to get the earful? Like, instead of him working, is he want to, like, chat it up with me?
He's telling you that his prostate's enlarged, and all this stuff.
It's prostrate,
yeah.
He's like, listen, man, I don't have any other guys in my life. If I bent over and grab my ankles and just
give it a poke,
just push really hard, can you just tell me if it's a hemorrhoid or if you think it's something else, like an anal fissure?
If it's enlarged.
Just,
I'm really having
you're not even looking. He just pushes and it goes.
The donut just inflates.
So he's looking around, knocks on the door, and after like 35 minutes or whatever, I couldn't go. Oh, here's the other thing. You need anything to drink or anything? You need anything to drink? Like I kept trying to offer
you were asking him or was he asking you?
No, I was asking him. I'm like, you need anything to drink? He was really nice, but like I realized he also wanted to talk. I got his whole life story in case you want to know it.
Okay.
Super nice guy. His name's Sean. Super nice.
Anyway, Billy doesn't call you back.
Yeah, I know. I don't think we're friends.
Did he ask to see your guitar collection too?
Hey, the other guy didn't exactly ask to see the guitar collection. He got to see it.
Oh, you led him downstairs by his belt loop.
Yeah, no, I was like, come with me.
All right.
Come with me.
Yeah, just
Anyway, so he finds the leak. Okay, so first he knocks, and then I come out there, and he's like, I found the leak. And he's like, you want me to show you how we find it? I was like, do I? I was out there with headphones that another man had worn within the last 2 minutes. Like, COVID didn't matter at that point. Like, I had like Tune in Tokyo headphones, like with like calling an airstrike. Like looking for where he's like, you hear that thump? And I went, yeah, I do. He goes, that's air escaping. So he found where it was at or whatever. And then by the end of it, we were like best friends. And he, like, as he was walking out, I swear to you, he says, this is the best call I've ever had. You're the nicest person. And I'm thinking, is that really a good thing? Like, I'm a straight up weirdo. Like, I'm a straight up weirdo.
Yeah, you are.
So yeah, that was it. So
but here's the deal. I knew he was coming. That was Saturday, right? So
last Friday.
Oh, okay. So I knew.
Just for full disclosure, today is Monday the 8th when we're recording this.
Yeah. So last week, a friend of mine had his pool checked, and the bill on that thing, the estimate, was astronomical. So $20,000. $20,000 to get
his pool fixed.
So to fix a leak and to do some tile work. It was $20,000.
No.
So when I heard that, I couldn't wait to hear like your story that like what the quote was going to be. I'll
just tell you guys what the quote is. So the quote is $500.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, the guys come.
I'll pay that right now just to be able to use your pool whenever I want.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I'm losing like seriously like 300 gallons of water a day. The guy's coming out, so he was like, I gotta drain the pool below where the like thing blows back out. It's called the return.
Sure.
So he's got to drain half my pool. And so he's like, when do you want to do it? I'm like, well, my in-laws are coming to town this weekend. So I'm like, Grant's birthday's tomorrow. He's going to have a couple of his friends over to swim. So I was like, you know what? Let's wait. So next Monday, the guy's coming and fixing the whole thing for $500.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I was ready when he gave me the quote because it turns out the guy that came to my house was just the leak detector. He's not a pool guy.
Okay.
So he said most of what he does, and if anybody wants the number, email me. I think they were great. Most of what he does is like he said he'll get a call from somebody who'll be like, my water, like without a pool, my water bill's $500 a month. I don't know where this water is going, and then they come in and figure out where the leak is.
Oh wow!
He said 50% of the time it's a toilet.
Send me that guy's number because I'm going to send that to my friend, and so he can get another estimate.
Oh yes, for sure. Yeah, I'll give you the pool guy's number too. I can give you both people's numbers.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he's getting ripped off. Just so you know, he's getting ripped off.
Yeah.
It
sounds it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. The other thing that I don't know if you know,
the other guy's only 19.5 over. Like that's not ripped off. That's something. That's another.
Oh yeah. That's not even else. Yeah. You know that term where someone's like, "Hey, you want to buy me dinner first before you do this to me?" Yeah. It's like, no, that's
straight up prison rape.
Yeah, that's like a whole nother level of like what?
In fact, you're right. That's not getting ripped off. That's a con job. That's like
I told you. So I had a friend of mine who used to do like home improvement stuff, and he would say like any job I don't want, I bid so high that the people won't take it. Yeah, and then if they do, then I make a ton of money.
Yeah. I used to do that. I used to do that when I had that window washing business. I would get a couple of houses in like Birmingham or way out in these huge like mansions that are on like 3 acres, like north of Rochester, out by like Rochester Adams. Yeah. And I'd look at it and be like,
oh, for the record, I don't live by Rochester Adams. I live in Rochester, but I don't live over where he's talking about. Yeah. That was not a nod to me. I don't live over there, but I know where you're talking.
And so like I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is going to be huge. Like this is a huge job. I don't really want to do it. So I'd be like, if I was simply going by like the window cost, it would be like an $800 job. And I'd be like, I don't know, $3,000, and they'd be like, "All right, can you be here on Saturday?" Like without
shit.
batting an eye.
Hey, you'd be like, "Shit,
Exactly.
I wanted to go fishing."
Exactly. So then I'm calling all my friends like, hey, if I pay you $10 an hour, will you come over, help me do this? So I end up paying $50 to like 3 people. I keep, $2,500 or something like that. Oh,
You're like, you got a deal. You got a
right.
deal. But yeah, so anyway, so he left. It was all good or whatever. But afterwards, I was just like, dude, I don't know if I did well or if I did horribly bad. But I just know that I kind of embarrassed myself. And
Hey, it sounds like it went well. It sounds like the fact that you're verbalizing, you know what I mean? So like let's say the next time you go to your hair girl or whoever,
yeah.
that your hottie that you're always asking if she's got a boyfriend or if she just broke up and that she has a sweetheart.
For the record, the guy that cuts my hair, his name is Kamal. Did I ever tell you what he did to me one time?
No.
So Kamal is from
Oh,
Turkey.
wait, I'm talking about your eyebrow girl.
Oh, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Her name was Olivia.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
So if you and Olivia
And her last name and her Facebook page. And all I know about her is her Instagram, her Twitter. She's so stupid on there. Good this summer. She's so stupid.
She loves Lululemon. She's so stupid.
All right, go back to my eyebrow girl that I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, no, so I'm just saying, like, if you were to verbalize, like, in that situation, like, if you get in there and you sit down and exactly what you did with the pool guy, like, if you were like, I'm just going to tell you, I talk when I get nervous, and actually verbalize what's going through your head, it might make the situation easier, and you might find it, like, more enjoyable.
What about, though, if I say something along the lines of, like, I always get nervous when a super hot girl is here.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I'm married. I love my wife. I love my wife. I love her so much.
Then 30 seconds later, be like, just start crying. Like, I feel like I've already cheated. I feel like I've cheated. And this lady,
let's face it.
She's 45 seconds into doing her eyebrows with the thread. And you're already crying and asking her for forgiveness.
Listen, I just want to tell you, I can feel the tension between us. She's got no tension. She's 22.
She's like, what? You say something? She's got her earbuds in.
She's listening to Travis Scott or whoever the newest, hottest. She's listening to Post Malone. And I'm like, listen, would you have a problem if we called Wendy together? I just want to apologize to her. Let me tell you about
just let her know that nothing happened today. And the lady's like, what? And you're just crying. You get your pastor on the phone.
Can you please? I'm sorry.
You call Kelly and Derek. You call Kelly and Derek for them to come meet you at your house. And the eyebrow lady's like, what are you talking about?
What are we doing? Guys, right? I need you to talk to somebody. Tell them nothing happened. Can you please tell my wife nothing happened? I'm so I feel horrible in my heart. Can you please tell her nothing happened?
I got Pastor John on his way to the house. I got Steve Norman on Zoom.
I had a buddy of mine one time who, like, when he was like 23 or 24, met a girl at the bar, like made out with her, and that was it. And then the next day got a phone call from her with her fiance there. And she was like, I just want to tell you that. And then he heard like the guy be like, tell him it's over. And he was crying in the background. And she was like, I just want to tell you that I'm engaged and it's over. She could hear the guy like feeding her information. Like, all right, tell him all. And he was like, okay. Like, I remember him being like, I don't even remember even hanging out with this girl, but she like had the call. Sitting next to her was her fiance. I just love her so much. He's just sobbing. He said she was crying. The guy was crying.
And he's like watching TV and like eating, looking sideways at the TV, eating, and then kind of on the phone like, what?
I gotta get this off my chest. I am not gonna let the sun go down before I get this off of my chest.
All right. Were you guys at a couples retreat? You felt all guilt ridden.
Whatever you do, just tell my wife I didn't do anything. I'm not asking you to lie because you know it's the truth.
I'm sorry, but Tito's is the devil. Tito's is the devil. It kind of is. It kind of is.
It is kind of bad. But yeah, so the guy that cut my hair, he's the one who whispered in my ear that time, "You're going to look so crispy."
No, you didn't.
Oh my gosh!
No, I
so
heard about the guy who like leaned in and said like,
"Oh yeah, yeah, that's right." Oh, pass out. That's the one that was the one guy who's like, "Do you want me to trim your nose hairs?" And I was like, "Sure," but we kept going about, "We're gonna open up a Roth, all right. What is it? RIA?
Yeah.
No,
IRA.
IRA, not RIA.
IRA.
Anyways, this dude though is from.
He's the safe when I'm in your arms.
He's the Zohan. That's who he reminds me of, right?
Okay.
Like Zohan. So
Okay.
he's from Turkey. He's got like soccer hair.
Yeah.
He's sweet. So he's got his own place or whatever. And one day, like I
Does he wear white linen pants with the thinnest flip flops.
No, he does wear white jeans though with thinnest flip flops.
Oh yeah, that would have been my next guess. Yeah.
And like a collared shirt with like the Ferrari logo on it.
Oh, so he's straight up European.
Oh, totally European. Really
Oh,
nice
yeah.
guy.
So
But
after he goes and hits a hookah
Yeah,
bar and gets an
I'm
espresso.
sure, yeah, he does like kickboxing at night or something. Like he's probably
Yeah.
like the guy in Ocean's 12 who does the kickboxing to the
Yeah.
not
Makes
kickboxing.
baklava with his mother every other Saturday.
Anyways, I finally went full like Arabic guy and got my beard lined up, which for the record, guys out there who have a beard, pay a little money and
Yeah.
have someone who knows what they're doing, line it up, trim it up. Dude, my beard had never looked so good. He lines it up, he does the bottom, then straight razor, the whole thing, trimmed it. It looked great. But right in the middle of it, as I'm leaning back with my eyes closed, he
He
whispers,
cut us it.
he goes, "You're going to look so crispy." Gonna look so crispy.
That's
like,
great.
Yeah.
You're like, is that extra? Dude, guys who like Chaldean dudes and stuff who
Yeah.
always get it lined up perfect, it almost looks fake.
Mhm.
Like it's so perfect. Then I'm
I got a
like,
buddy of mine that's Chaldean. He said he has to get electrolysis.
that's
so-
what I always figured. Yeah.
Yeah. So he said like it's a 5 o'clock shadow at all times. So he's like, what a lot of us do is get an electrolysis so that it's a straight line so that we always have like a 5 o'clock shadow, but at least that's straight.
Yeah. No, you could definitely tell the guys that do that because I mean it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
I like the-
ridiculous straight.
I like the Chaldean dudes who have like that thing, and then their eyebrows are so manicured that you're like, ooh, you look like you should be wearing like a puka shell necklace, and like be like a refugee from Color Me Bad. Like, what are you doing, dude? You know what I mean? Where you're like, wow, this is kind of an odd look, but okay, cool.
Yeah, let's go with it.
Also with the Ferrari logo. I said Fiero for the record too.
Oh, Nathan Shotwell. He drove a Fiero. Remember that?
And it was my
That
sister.
silver Fiero.
It was my sister.
Dated your sister?
No, he bought that from my sister.
Oh, he did?
Years before I ever even knew him, my parents were like selling my older sister's Fiero, and Nathan Shotwell bought it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I just remember seeing it one time with him and Nicole Clems. No. What was his
Nicole-
girlfriend's name?
Nicole Ruth?
No, Clems. Something Clems.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyways. Someone tell me? Elliot will know. He'll know.
Yeah, somebody will know.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. She was blonde.
Blonde girl, yeah. Looks
I
every time
remember
I see that show, and I know I watch it probably more than I should. Every time I watch that show, what's the boy band that's like a fake boy band that was on Nickelodeon? Big Time Rush.
Oh, okay.
There's a girl on there that looks just like her, and every time I'm like, that looks like, I think her name's Nicole Clems. I mean, it's probably not anymore, but
Clem sounds right. Nicole doesn't sound right. I can't remember.
Vivian.
Janelle
Clems. That's her name.
Janelle Clems, yeah.
Yeah. I think she was a junior. And you know what I like to say? You have a clock? You can see it too?
Yeah, up on my screen.
Yes, I mean, yeah, okay. We both go.
Yeah. Mine's right here. Mine's right here.
Episode 133 or 32, I'm not sure if Cal Cagno Radio continues now. And COVID has taught me one thing. Okay, it taught me a lot of things, but one thing it taught me was with social distancing and these outdoor birthday parties, it's very clear when you weren't invited.
Oh,
because we got a neighbor of ours who I would consider a friend. He listens to this. In fact, he came to our 100th anniversary party.
Okay.
One day, like he lives down the street from me. Great guy. We text. He's got a bunch of my Rubik's Cubes because he wants to do 5 and 6 Rubik's Cubes. He's really good at it. Good guy. Yeah, we're Rubik's Cube dorks together. He listens every week, so he's going to hear this.
All right.
And Wendy told me, don't talk about this on the podcast. So, of course, I'm talking about it on the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
One night, we're walking down the street with our dogs, and we see a neighbor that used to live around here that doesn't anymore. And we're like, hey, Rebecca, what's going on? She's like, oh, hey, we're just all down the street at Brahm's birthday party. Now, his name's Brahm, kind of like Bram, our buddy. We're down the street at his birthday party. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe he's having a birthday party. We weren't invited, which, okay, he can have a birthday party. It's fine. If I had one, I don't have to invite him. Well, then we get to like the end of the street, and it's all our neighbors.
Oh.
Except for us.
Oh, no.
And like a bunch of losers, we're walking by with our dogs. Poop bag in hand, full of poop.
Oh, I would have thrown it. I would have thrown it at the party.
And so he like kind of came out, was like, hey. And I was like, hey, happy birthday, dude. And he's like, hey, thanks, appreciate it. How you guys been? And then like all the other neighbors were like, hey, Cal and Wendy, what's up? How are you guys? And we're like, hey, good. And then we just kept walking.
Like, all right,
because
we gotta go cut the cake.
Yeah, like we didn't know what to do. And then in that moment, I felt embarrassed.
Yeah.
No, but I did nothing wrong.
Right. It's either their secret swinger society and they just knew that Wendy wouldn't be down.
Yeah, because I'm apparently really down for it.
Yeah.
I get mad about Wendy's. I get mad about people Wendy used to date in high school, like that kissed her. I get like angry and have dreams about that. I want to kill him. And yeah, and I'm the one who wants to see Wendy with another dude. Yeah, no,
right.
I couldn't. My jealousy could not make it through that.
It was either a swinger birthday and they just knew that you guys wouldn't be down. Yeah, or I mean, I don't know what the other could be.
There was kids playing. I mean, there had to be 30 people there. It wasn't like it was we had to keep it to 10 so we couldn't invite you.
Yeah.
But like the thing was, they're on the front lawn. This wasn't like a backyard party where you walk by, you're like, oh, well, that's kind of interesting. Front lawn. And hey, neighbors who don't live here anymore got invited, but neighbors who do live here, not invited.
Oh my.
Yeah, not my Romanian neighbor though. My Romanian neighbor did not get invited though.
Oh yeah, well that's a given. No.
The other night we're sitting here. It's 10 o'clock at night. Wendy and I are sitting there. We got a fire going, and out of nowhere we look up, and in the tree is like a disco ball, like spinning, and then.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, my God, they're throwing down. They're going to throw down at starting at 10.
Yeah. Why not? Discoteca.
I want it more. I don't. And all the songs are completely from the 90s.
Discoteca, huh?
Here's my question. Do you think people from Europe only listen to old music or?
No.
Because I can't figure. So my neighbor, every time he played, like no joke, I told you the story about when they were all dancing in the garage, right? And they wanted me to dance as well. And it was such a good vibration. What year is that song from?
Probably early 90s, yeah.
Yeah, 1990?
Such a sweet sensation.
Come on.
Feel it. Feel the vibration.
Okay, so.
Is that Marky Mark?
Yeah.
Oh.
My Romanian neighbor told me once that the Funky Bunch went on to have a huge career in Romania. The Funky Bunch, not Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch. Like Marky the rest of the crew.
Yeah, he was like, nah, I think I'm going to go to Hollywood.
Yeah, I'm going to do some
and
very
the Funky Bunch was like, you're going to regret this. We have a European tour lined up.
Where are we starting off with? Romania.
One guy. Name one guy from the Funky Bunch.
No.
Bones, or is that guy with Hammer?
No, who's Vanilla Ice's DJ?
Oh,
like a ninja, cut like a razor blade, so fast. Other DJ say, "Damn, if a rhyme was a drug, I'd sell it by the gram." What's his name?
I don't know.
What comes right before that?
Oh, just
something.
Dead silence because we're both thinking.
No, hang on. Let me look. Let me look.
Rolling. Yeah, my 5.0 with the rag top down so my hair can't blow.
Did you used to yell out Detroit Avenue because you thought it said Detroit? We did.
Was it Beachfront Avenue? Beachfront Avenue.
No, it's here. I'm looking at the things right now.
Did you ever hear his hardcore version of it? Ice, ice, baby.
Yeah, beachfront. Because they say A1A, which is the closest to the water in Florida.
Okay.
Hang on.
He's reading the Vanilla Ice lyrics to those of you that aren't watching on YouTube. I just get to stare at him, just staring at his phone, as though me and him are on a very horrible first date.
Shay, he goes, we make it hype and you want to step with this. Shay plays on the fade, slice like a ninja, cut like a razor blade, so fast. Other DJs say, deal. If a rhyme was a drug, I'd sell it by the gram. Keep my composure when it's time to get loose. Magnetized by the mic while I kick my juice. If there was a problem, I'll solve it. Check out. Yeah. The delay is so bad when we do this. Like when we tried to do Who's Let the Juniors Out a minute ago, we both were like singing it. It was like not together. Yeah, I was in a conference call.
You got to take one off and then put like your finger in your ear.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not hurt. So before Brom, you hear this and you think like you got to come down here and like give me beer like as a peace offering. I'm not hurt. It just made me realize that in the post-COVID age where no one's in the house, it's pretty clear when you're not invited.
No, it didn't hurt your feelings. It just made you realize that you and Wendy are 33 and 34 on the guest list that only included 32 people.
Exactly.
So they were like, we could include 32 people. We bought enough food. The fire chief came over and said we can only have 32 people here. And Cal and Wendy, they're 33 and 34.
Did you, when you got married the first time, did you have a B list? Because we were telling somebody about this the other day.
You have a B list.
You had like people that you wanted to be there.
Yeah.
Most of which you don't talk to anymore, right?
Correct.
Because I was trying to tell somebody this other day because somebody was like, oh, we want to have a big wedding and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, save your money, dude. Like, have a wedding that's, that's nice, but don't worry about your friends you work with because guess what? Eventually you won't work with them anymore.
Right.
And you don't need to have them there. But yeah, so you had an A list and a B list.
Yeah. Yeah. I always think that you just do like family and like close family friends. Like if people are out there like thinking about getting married, I think that's what you do. Like
we got a new podcast for you. It's called Get Wed.
Like when you start opening it up to your coworkers, because then you're gonna hurt coworkers' feelings because you invite this coworker, but you didn't invite that coworker. So that gets really weird too. So, but regardless, you have a B list. So you send out these are the 100 that we want. The RSVPs come back and you get 80 back and 20 couldn't do it. And so then you fill in those 20s, the 20 with that next list. Or you just say, hey, we have 80 people coming.
And for the record, anyone out there that's ever been on the B list, because we have, me and Wendy, when you get an invitation to a wedding that's, 2 weeks away, you're on the C list.
Yeah. No,
like
I think I'm
truly,
pretty much
you're
a C lister. I think I'm a C lister.
Oh, for most people.
I've also, over the course of my life, verbally made it known that I hate weddings. And so people are just like, well, Yerky doesn't like weddings, so let's just not invite him.
And they think they're somehow penalizing you, and you're like, you're playing right.
No. No, I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that they're penalizing me. I just think that they do that. They play the numbers game, and they're like, who can we cut out? Oh, well, Yerky doesn't like weddings, so who cares?
Right, exactly. Hey, so now that COVID is a little bit more over than it was, I'm not saying it's over completely. Is your wife back to living at the house?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, she still worries about like certain things, but no, there's a lot more movement in the house. There's a lot more like doing stuff like kind of together. Yeah, things like that. Yeah.
Okay, so that's good because I want to make sure that she wasn't still like in a hazmat suit.
No.
Standing out in the yard.
No, it's all. Yeah, in fact, she was like doing like yard work and stuff this last weekend, where she kind of like set up these like sitting areas and stuff. And so we were chilling and hanging. And even when I'm done right now, I'm gonna go out on the deck and hang out with her.
Right, exactly. So you're gonna go out there. Now, are you like me that when she's reaching over to grab weeds is the best time to give her a little "How's your father?" A little
Yeah,
nice to see you.
Yeah.
Because girls love that. That's
Absolutely they do.
one thing I can tell people out there. Girls love that.
Yeah.
When they're in the middle of doing something else, like carrying a hot pan or weeding.
Yep. And they completely can't like protect themselves. You just pinch and grab. They love it. Any young guys out there courting women, take it from us because we're married. Some of us even multiple times, which means we're that good at it.
You're that good at it, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's like a world champion. You can win one world championship or you can win a couple.
Right, exactly.
So
why would you want to just win just one?
Yeah. So I'm like Jordan. I'm going for more.
How many rings you got, right? You have your old wedding ring and your new wedding ring. There's two rings. Yep. You have 2 rings. I only have 1.
Yeah.
So that's
I eventually want like an infinity gauntlet.
All the stones.
Yeah.
All the stones in there. So speaking of marriage, do you watch 90 Day Fiance at all?
No, I have. And Molly was in the hospital once. And while she was in there, that was on. And neither one of us had ever seen it before. And so like the 6 hours that she was in the hospital, we just binged it, came home, watched a ton of it on Hulu, and then never watched it again.
It's funny you say that because that's exactly how Wendy and I were, except for we were in a restaurant, not a hospital, and we didn't binge watch it. No, we did. We watched it for like a while, but for some reason, like my daughter wants to watch it. It's like because of COVID, it must have picked up some new steam. There's a guy that's on there like No Neck Ned or something.
Right. He's like,
what's his name? No Neck something.
I don't know what his name is, but I know the look of him.
Yeah, he's like completely like he was. What's that?
He's a trip.
Yeah, he's definitely missing some vertebra or something. Something is going on with this guy.
Or they're fused.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah.
Like the guy I used to know in college who had broke his neck, and if you would say his name, he'd be like, "Hey, what's that?" And he'd have to turn his whole. It's almost like he had the halo on.
You were a kid. Did you ever collect He-Man?
Of course.
You know Ram Man?
Yeah,
he looks like Ram Man.
Yeah, he does look like Ram Man. So yeah, Wendy and I, like I said, used to watch it. We don't watch it very much, and every time we turn it on, it seems like it's the same one we've already seen. So now what we're watching on Netflix is something I want to know if you would do. Married at First Sight. Have you heard about this show? We are addicted. We are addicted to this show. Picture this.
You get addicted to some reality crap shows.
Oh, for sure. Yet I get on my moral high ground and won't watch the Kardashians. Like my kids the other day were like, "Can we watch the Kardashians?" I was like, "Absolutely not. Let's not give them any sort of credit. Screw them. Yeah. What have they done to become famous?" And then I was like, "By the way, let's put on 90 Day Fiance." Like that is such a hypocrite.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think. Like I don't think I watch any reality TV. Like I said, we did 90 Day Fiance for like a day. I can't think of anything else that like I watch.
Well, anyway, so here's the thing. So I'll give you this scenario. So you get to a certain point in your life, you haven't found anybody, and you go on basically a matchmaking show. They do all these tests. So they test you for what you're into, what you're not into, past relationships and whatever. And then they use computers and also matchmakers to put 2 people together. They do not meet until they are standing on the altar. Well, it's not really an altar because they're all at the same place outside.
Yeah.
This is the newest show. And dude, Wendy and I last night were laying in bed and we were cringing. It was so bad, but it is so badly good.
Yeah. See, I can't do it because I get on that like moral soapbox where I'm like, this is an abomination of marriage and love. Marriage is a biblical thing. And like I get on that and I'm like, I can't do it. Like,
yeah,
that's why I don't watch The Bachelor. I don't watch The Bachelorette for that exact reason. Like the first time, like season 1 of like Bachelor and Bachelorette, like I remember when that came out, like my ex-wife loved watching it, and I was just like, how can you? And then you start to see where the weight.
I wasn't saying a word.
Yeah, where the weight of what
puts
You're like,
the
I don't
value that someone
understand
puts into
why.
marriage.
Yeah. Okay, let's just leave that there before we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because enough. Yeah. Whatever.
right. So it drives me nuts, like with women that, and some men that like watch The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, because I just think it's like an abomination of what I think marriage is.
It's
But
funny though how many people will be
believe
like,
me, I'm
I
not
just watch it
perfect
because it's so stupid, and you're like, you mean the same reason I follow people from HGTV that I see on House Hunters because they're stupid? Like, let's call it what it is. You're
Right.
not following, or you're not watching The Bachelor because you think it's some lark. You watch it because you're like, oh my God, I would love it if 40 dudes were falling all over themselves for me.
Gosh, who do you think Tiffany's gonna choose tonight?
It's always like Tiffany T. They always use their last name, like their last initial.
Is
But
she
yeah,
gonna pick Dan Cortez?
of all the names to pull out, Dan Cortese. Because remember, he tried to change it later on.
He did?
Yeah, when he did some serious acting, he went by Dan Cortese.
I only remember him from like MTV
Right.
Rock and Jock.
Dude, I one time met.
Cortez.
Did I ever tell you when I first started in radio and like one of my first interviews was with Eric Nies from The Grind?
Oh,
Do you remember
yeah, I
him?
remember him.
Yeah, Eric
How
Nies.
old is he now?
I don't know.
We're 43. He's probably what, 53?
Oh, at least 10 years older than us.
Yeah.
But he was like 4 feet tall. Like he showed up and
wash abs.
he had a shirt on when I saw him. So, I mean, I had to really rub his belly hard to get through the shirt. I'm like, let me get at them abs, baby. Let me get at those. I'm like, give us the money maker. Hey, it's all about the body. He pulls it up.
He's got a big Audi. You're like,
I'm like,
"Ugh."
ooh, God. So yeah, Eric Nies from The Grind. I remember, like I told you, when every time I had a reality show person on my show, whether that be somebody from The Bachelor or we had somebody from Survivor, I remember one time, and I was like, so what do you do? And they're like, well, I'm an actress. And you're like,
no, you're not. You were
I'm
just
like,
on
what-
Survivor.
yeah, what do you do? Oh, you're a nurse. Like, you're not an actor. Like, no one's going to put you in a movie because you were on Survivor.
Yeah. I mean, you acted on Survivor,
Yeah,
because,
but
like, the show's not unscripted.
yeah,
So
Well,
you
no.
you definitely acted on the show, but no, you're a nurse.
yeah, you're a nurse, and that's
car
okay.
mechanic. Yeah.
You're probably really good at being a nurse. But yeah, we had so Dan Cortese changed his name later on in life to Dan Cortese, which I always thought was
To
really good.
Steve Shemp. You went from Dan Cortez to Ned Shemp.
It's kind of like when people have famous parents and they don't want to use their parents' name to get famous, which for the record, I'm telling you right now, if my old man was famous or my old man owned anything, I don't care if it was like he made toilet plungers and it was a guaranteed income, I am not going to go again.
What about Tom Hanks' son?
Oh, Chet Hayes?
Chet
Remember?
Chet Hayes.
Yeah, Chet Hayes, who like full sleeves of tattoos, totally is like thinks he's a Rastafarian reggae guy.
Yeah.
Grew up loaded.
Yeah, in Hollywood.
Yeah, and now
Went
like
to the
wants
best schools.
to
Yeah,
act like he's from the streets.
Yeah.
That's his name,
Oh.
Chet Hayes.
I love-
Have you seen like in the last month he's done interviews, or not interviews, but like posts on Instagram, like he's Rastafarian.
Oh,
Hey,
serious?
no, with enough respect, it's me, Chet Hayes. You know what I say? A lot of people want to know what and you're like, dude, hey, Jar Jar Binks, take it down a notch, bro. Like, what are you doing?
You're like,
Have you not seen these?
hey, you're like, do you not realize that we don't live in Hollywood and we think you're weird?
Yeah.
People just don't change their accents overnight.
Yeah, especially because you're like I said, talk about misappropriation. Like you're kind of trying to make money off of like, I don't know. It seems like this kind of like read the room,
Right.
bro. Like
Right.
read the room. Probably not. Yeah, like
Right.
probably not the best vibe right now to be.
Bob
talking about.
Marley's wife and like Haile Selassie aren't like welcoming you in with open
Yeah.
arms.
Mad Cobra is not like, oh look who it is. It's Chet Hayes. Let's
Yeah.
him.
Burning Spear isn't calling you to be on his next album.
I just hit my teeth on the microphone stand. Oh, by the way, so we watched Clueless last night. When was the last time you saw that?
About 8 months ago, 6 months ago.
Did you know beforehand that Dickie Barrett, your boy, was in that movie? I
Heck
did not realize
yeah.
I forgot the Boston's were in that movie.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's a great movie. The girls loved it. They didn't think it was good as I hyped it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, you guys are going to love this. I think you're old enough to watch it. and they were just kind of like, oh yeah, like no, it's a cute movie.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of problems with Clueless. First of all, like, okay, so there's a couple things when you got younger kids. So my daughter's only 13, and so them blazing the weed at the party is obviously something that I wasn't really that happy about. And then them constantly talking about how Cher was a virgin and that she hadn't had sex and she was waiting, whatever. And that was, I was like, oh gosh, we're going there. And then the fact that Clueless started a whole subgenre in the world, which is stepbrother and stepsister. They pointed out a couple of times that Paul Rudd and Alicia Silverstone were not related, really.
Right.
But it was kind of weird that they fell in love at the end, considering she said, quote, I'm 16.
Yeah.
She's 16 and now in real life, we looked it up. She
just gotten her driver's license.
Yeah. Her permit, remember? Because she was bad at driving.
Right.
Yeah. So we kind of had some issues with that. And I'm not trying to be a prude, but if you're in college, I don't really know that you're allowed to be dating a 16-year-old.
Right. The whole dynamic was just very Luke and Leia Skywalker-ish. It was odd. It was odd. It was odd back then, but everybody liked the movie so much and the soundtrack that you're like, okay. And like now all of a sudden you see it as an adult and you're like, how did this pass muster?
Yeah. Well, I remember when Paul Rudd was on Stern, like he was talking about everything he's ever done in his career, including the doofus dance. Have you ever heard him talk about this? Like he used to be like a party entertainer, like you could hire for your like bar mitzvah. Okay. And he would do this dork dance that he made up where he would like go in the crowd and like dance with like the bar mitzvah boy and whatever. And he said like it was by the end, like he was making a ton of cash, but he got really embarrassed of it after a while. Like there's videos online of him doing the dork dance.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, he said when he got that movie and read the script, he was like, wait, what? Like, and also he was like 29 and Alicia Silverstone was like 19. He's like, so she was of age, but he was like, it was really weird even kissing her.
Right.
Because she was so much younger than me.
Yeah. I can only imagine how weird that would be. I saw Alicia Silverstone lately in a movie where she was like a mom.
Yeah, she's in. Well, she definitely took a rain check from Hollywood for a long time. She's in the new Diver Wimpy Kid movie.
Yeah, that was it. That's what we saw, which was actually a very funny movie. I actually liked it than the originals.
Dude, I like the two kids in it are hard to watch. I'm sorry. The one kid who they were like,
I don't think so. Yeah, I think they're both better than the originals.
Because the brother, Roderick or whatever, he like was getting like straight up death threats. The new one, I felt bad for that kid.
I think he's better than the old Roderick.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. You're wrong, but it's fair.
But the other thing is, I thought Alicia Silverstone may have lost a bit off her curveball.
I was going to say it. I was going to say that. I swear to you. I was going to say it just to make sure you could pick up on that. Yeah. Well, Alicia Silverstone, I saw a story about her the other day that she was saying when she did Batman and Robin and she played Batgirl, like
that was
people. Terrible. Oh. Was that the one with Mr. Freeze?
Yeah. Where it shows
time for you to get frozen.
Like the Batman like horn things are like wobbling and it was just bad.
Was it Clooney?
Was it Clooney? Yeah, I think it was Clooney.
It's Clooney and Chris O'Donnell, and then I think she was in it. And was that the one with the Riddler as well?
Yeah, with Jim Carrey,
who
then Arnold Schwarzenegger
dial it down at all. Yeah. And he was like I said, everything Mr. Freeze said had the word freeze in it.
Right. And the Riddler, who was played by Jim Carrey, was just basically Jim Carrey.
Like with a green morph suit on.
Yeah, he wasn't acting. They were just like, oh, go out. This is what you have to say. And he was just himself.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah, super weird. But anyway.
Back to like the letting Morgan watch the movie. You know what movie I let my kids watch last week and they loved it? Like it stood the test of time. Stand By Me.
Really?
Yeah. Like my girls really liked that movie.
I'm trying to think that. Okay, now there's no need to say spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Stand By Me, then it's on you. I haven't seen it in so many years. There's a dead body.
Yeah, it's from the Stephen King book, The Body. So it's the four boys and they go to find the dead body.
Is it? So there's nothing racial in it, is there?
What?
There's nothing racial about it, is there?
No.
Okay,
So
good.
it's River Phoenix, Will Wheaton, Jerry O'Connell,
A fat Jerry O'Connell,
and Corey Feldman.
Okay.
And then also Jack Bauer. What's his name?
Oh, Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland's in it. Yeah, and so these kids, like it's back in the 50s, so the four boys, they hear about this kid missing, and one of their brothers actually found the body, but due to whatever they couldn't say, or they couldn't tell the cops. So the kids hear about it, so they're like, well, we want to go see the dead body. So the whole movie is basically like the journey of these like four best friends in the 50s walking these train tracks to go find this dead body.
I don't remember that movie well enough. Like I tell you, there's movies like that and Goonies I have not seen in so long that I don't remember the storylines. Now, I understand Goonies because I've seen it recently, but yeah, I don't remember that one. But you're saying that one's good.
Oh, it was, yeah, the girls loved it.
Because we watched Back to the Future the other night and kind of forgot about the sexual assault scene between Biff and
right. And there's
that,
a lot of stuff in that movie.
Yeah, and also the fact that his mother is like straight up coming on to him and like wants to see his wiener.
Right. Again, it's the same thing wrapped up. You can see where Hollywood was planting the seeds and grooming culture.
Yeah,
to go that way.
And then we watched Back to the Future 2, which we had to fast forward through probably 3 or 4 or 5 scenes because they were so sexual.
Yeah, I love Back to the Future. I love the trilogy. It's probably in my top 10 movies of all time. But when I watched it with my kids were like, nah.
No, I know.
Like they weren't down with the story. They couldn't keep focused. Like they really didn't care. You know, when you're watching something, obviously you've told us before that 5 minutes in, you look over and everyone's on their phone.
Well, yeah.
That's kind of how it was like when I put in, you know, Back to the Future. Goonies kept their attention.
Yep, Goonies,
and they liked Goonies. But Back to the Future, no, forget it.
Yeah. No, we watched it the other day and like they were like, I don't understand, like who what is he supposed to be? And then the other thing that like I really struggle with, and I didn't make this up, is like at no point like in their lives, once they've already met Marty and gone back to the future, their life is good, are they like, wow, you look exactly like the guy that hooked us up in high school. Like that never comes up.
Right.
You look exactly like the guy that I took to prom. Like exactly. And his name was Marty too.
Right.
Okay.
Right. But the only thing, so did you see Avengers Endgame?
Yes. Was that the last one?
Yeah. So like
Okay.
Avengers Endgame, like they make the joke in the movie about how Back to the Future had it wrong. That like if you go back to the future, if you go back in the past and you see yourself from the past, that's your present. So like really you're not screwing. Now I'm almost tripping myself up. But just how you said, like, isn't it weird that like the mom would say, she wouldn't say, "Oh, you look like this boy that I took to prom."
Yeah,
Well,
like years later.
That's because like the Avengers Endgame scenario, like she never did that. Like you're going back in time now. And
see, no, this is too trippy for me.
yeah, so Avengers Endgame like explains it because Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, he's like, no, I think we could travel back in time, but we're not going to be able to talk to each other ourselves. We can't bet on any sports.
Right, like the almanac, like the sports almanac. Okay.
I saw on eBay, there's a replica of that sports almanac, and it's like $2,000.
Really?
Like the movie company or whatever put out like as like a giveaway at like some Comic-Con or something.
Yeah.
Like they put out like an exact copy replica. They only made like 100 of them or something like that. And yeah, you can buy that. It's like Dave Russell's, you know, sports
almanac. Yeah. All I know is that when they predicted that the Cubs won it, the kids were like, did they really win it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what year it is.
Right.
I'm like, it's Groundhog Day every day. By the way, I tried to watch Groundhog Day with my kids. They didn't like it. It's too repetitive.
Yeah, my girls, they
were just like, this is stupid. How many times we got to watch them do the same thing? And we're like, that's the point of the movie.
Exactly. Yeah, mine didn't like that. They watched it, but then they were like, okay.
I will tell you, God bless him, but Bill Murray is not as funny to this generation as he is to ours.
Agree 1,000,000%.
I mean, yeah. Like, I don't know if we have a nostalgia for him because of like Caddyshack and stuff, which don't let your kids watch Caddyshack.
No. But here's another thing. Like, I feel like the Bill Murray that we grew up with, who did Caddyshack and Ghostbusters and all that, he had his shelf in, he had his place in comedy history. But then all of a sudden he started doing like Rushmore. Wasn't he in like Zombieland?
He was in that other one where so-and-so Under the Sea, like he was like a Jacques Cousteau type.
Like,
yeah.
And he did that, and then all of a sudden, like, millennials just
Lost in Translation.
Yeah, like millennials like grabbed onto like those films and made him like almost like he's like this like George Carlin, like he's like the comedian of comedian for like movies.
and then like all
and
the
you see all those
Barstool
stickers.
Yeah, like Barstool and the Chive, like they all love Bill Murray.
Yeah.
And it's like so, basic bros now love him. Like where you're like, oh.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird, like, because for us, like, we grew up, oh, yeah, Bill Murray was in Caddyshack, he was on Saturday Night Live. No, mind you, that was, like, before our time. But then it's like we knew him from Ghostbusters, yada, 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 Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
And then he disappeared. And then he comes back in these, who's the guy, wasn't it Coen brothers or something?
The Coen brothers, I think, made Rushmore is like that Jared, I'll look it up.
It's like Rushmore and then the Royal Tenenbaums, all like those types of movies.
Wes Anderson. Yeah.
So it's like Wes Anderson, almost like how Tarantino changed John Travolta's career,
like his trajectory.
Yeah, like I feel Wes Anderson did the same thing for Bill Murray.
Right.
Because like the way Bill Murray is put on a pedestal nowadays, I can't figure it out for the life of me. Like
I know, and everyone's like, I want him to be in Ghostbusters, 5 or whatever, and it's like, no, I don't.
Right. Like good. I'm like, did I miss 10 Bill Murray movies that like everyone else saw? That like, what am I not getting? Like, why is this guy like an icon now? Like he's a funny guy, he's a funny actor.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious when he's mic'd up like on a golf course doing like a pro-am.
Right.
Remember when he busted that leg?
Yeah, but I don't think that he needs to be like my number one box office draw right now.
Yeah, no.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate it. Episode 132 has officially wrapped. What do we want to talk about for people to find you?
Well, I quit Facebook, and so my Facebook is done. So they can find me on Instagram at Jerk Yorkie and also Average Jerk BBQ.
I'm about one step behind you on quitting Facebook. I've been wanting to do it for years, but I don't have the guts. Have a great day, everybody. We love you.
See ya.